let's talk about your local business. Maybe you have a small business, maybe you have a medium business, but marketing has always kind of been elusive, and you've gone through 10 or 15 different people. You've had your cousin do it and everything else. You've tried to do social media, tried to do SEO. You've paid people thousands of dollars a month to handle things for you, and you just feel like you can't, as a founder or, as the CEO, whatever you may be, you feel like you can't get a handle on marketing. I want to kind of help you today. And if you're starting a new business, this is going to be of a super help. So I want us to kind of go through the steps and then gain clarity on the marketing side of your business. So number one, and you've heard this before, but I want you to really listen. Don't tune me out when you hear these. Number one, identify the target audience. This is the very first step. You will be surprised how many people just do ads to whoever. Or they go on Facebook and Instagram and they'll run some ads, or they'll have the person that runs ads for them and they just hope and pray and shotgun it out. But what I'm gonna use a military analogy. What I want us to talk about is being sniper focused, getting headshots. If you've played video games, first person, shooter games, like the headshot with the sniper rifle. That's who is your target audience. What industry, whether it's a B2B, what industry are you in, and what companies of certain sizes do you want to talk to? Because you cannot have a legit marketing message, and it cannot be tailored properly if you haven't identified the target audience. Now, this is boots on the ground. Now, for some of you, you can do this by finding a company that does this really, really well. They identify their target audience and then go to the store, buy something, look around. Maybe it's like a Lululemon. They do very, very well with identifying their target audience. They know exactly who they're talking to. Maybe you need to hop on a plane and go to a really big city, find the biggest city near you, and just start looking and talking to business owners, just walking around, finding businesses that are packed, that are badass. Ask a few quick questions. Say, hey, do you know somebody I could talk to about, I'm trying to start a business just like this one in another state. And I just want to talk to somebody about like your marketing or something. It seems like it's amazing, like what you guys do. You'll be surprised how many people would be willing to talk to you for 5 or 10 minutes about that. And you'd be surprised whether you talk to a manager or something like that, they'll talk to you. And you can get a lot of perspective by understanding, because they're going to know they're a business that's busy, that's doing well, whether it's a restaurant, a coffee shop, a yoga studio, a retail, whatever it may be, a dentist office. They've identified their target audience if they're busy. And this is something that you have to get good at in understanding, because if your town has 1 million people in it, all you need is 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 customers, right? Well, you've got to identify those customers. Who are they specifically? Where do they go? What do they eat? What's their GPS locations? This is like you being a detective. Put yourself, you say, okay, I want to have high-end, upper middle class soccer moms. You need to find, well, they go to the school. They're probably going to Lululemon. You're going to yoga studios. They're meeting their friends for lunch. What spas are they going to? You need to go to those places. Walk in. Talk to the people that are in there. Identify. Do some boots on the ground research. This is going to help you. I'm telling you. This will help you more than you realize, because you will see businesses that are doing it poorly, even though they're attracting these type of people. Or are you going to see businesses that are on top of it? Maybe it's a Botox clinic, or it's a nail place. Maybe it's after school programs, whatever it may be. If you're trying to get upper middle class soccer moms, let's just say that's your target audience, you need to find the places they go. Where do they go with their husband? Where does their husbands go? Where do they go with their kids when they go out? What places do they eat? These are all important in defining the target audience. Once you do the research, then this is going to automatically happen, and it's going to be very easy to do because you've actually visually been there, done it. Excuse me. A lot of people develop a buyer persona and they've never walked any of it. They've never gone to the streets. They've never gone into the businesses. They've done all this on a computer or sitting at home, or they hired somebody to do this that's far, far away from them. Your target audience, we're going to use the soccer moms again. So develop a buyer persona. How often do they go to Costco? They go there, don't they? What cars are they mostly driving? Walk into that dealership, walk around, go to the service department. There's so many things. You have to think of everything that they do in their life. Get a big board out and chart it. Like, you know how detectives do for serial killers? This is what you're going to do to develop your buyer persona. This is going to help you when you do your marketing, because if you know exactly every single place in your city that your target audience goes to 7 days a week, you've been there, you've done it, you've got the t-shirt, you know this is what they do, this is where they go, this is how they do it, and you're going to find patterns because people like doing the same thing together in tribes. You're going to see this. So you're going to be able to make such a badass buyer persona. And it's going to be so detailed that you're going to be able to break it down in segments. And you know what's going to happen? If you really, really begin to pay attention on your buyer persona, you're going to see their pain points. You're going to see their challenges. And by seeing their pain points and challenges, your message is going to be spot on. Your targeted message to them is going to be spot on, and it's going to hit their specific need, because you're going to go to the yoga studio and see that it's too packed. And the women are complaining because you're just hanging out in the lobby for 10, 15, 20 minutes. You can just act like you're interested in looking, or you're going to go to the gym that they all go to. And you're going to listen. Just listen. Just be quiet and listen. Kind of hover, look around. Say, hey, I want to kind of look at the gym, interested in getting membership. Do you mind if I walk around? Listen. When you find an upper middle class soccer moms, just listen to them. Sit next to, if they're having a lunch or something, sit next to them. You're going to be able to find exactly their pain points. You're going to see what's happening when they go to those places, how it makes them uncomfortable. If you know some upper class soccer moms, you need to interview them. If you have friends of friends, or you have friends, or you have a family member that you haven't talked to in 3 years, you need to ask them, hey, I just have some questions I wanted to ask you. I'm starting a company, and it's kind of tailored to more people that are like you, and I want to have a conversation with you. Ask them about pain points and challenges. Because the minute that you find what their specific needs are, their challenge and their pain point, then that becomes your message. That becomes your marketing message. And then from there, you can develop a content marketing strategy. That includes whether it's blog posts, whether you want to do case studies, white papers, eBooks, social media, whatever content that you want to be make, you focus that on solving the pain points, solving them, and educated them on how your product, technology, or service can help solve that pain point. So you focus on solving it, and then you educate. Next, guess what happens? You got to do this in order. Now that you've got all this content, you've already figured out who they are specifically. You've got the pain points down. You know their specific needs. Now you have everything together to be able to build a badass website that converts. Because you have all the content already for the website. And a website has to be, why else would you have a website if you don't use it for lead generation and conversion? That's the only reason you have a website. I don't want a website for anything else. I want it to generate leads for me. That's phone calls, email leads, appointments, whatever your business is, I need leads and I want it to convert. And so on the website, you have all your content from these pain points and the needs and solving those, and your product, your technology, your service, whatever it may be, you make them the hero by going and working with you. Yes, I'm going to relieve your pain point by this product, and you're going to be the hero for using this product. So you're going to have clear call to actions, lead capture forms, and a user-friendly design. It's like when you put your wording out there, pretend like you're talking to a friend that has a problem, that has a pain point. If you will make your wording like you're talking to a friend and you care, I guarantee you your website will convert. But you've got to, every page, you cannot have too many. I mean, you could be too many and gaudy, but every single page, way to text me, way to schedule appointment, way to call me, way to find my address, way to fill out a form. All of those things on every single page. It should be very, very easy for them to get a hold of you. Then, if you want to take it a step farther, because your website's going to be badass and it's going to be converting and Google's going to know that. So now we're going to implement some local SEO. And make sure, if you're going to go online and find somebody that does SEO, make sure they understand and know local SEO. I could talk to you for an hour on this. I've seen people draw traffic from India when it's supposed to be local SEO at that specific city. Search engine optimization, it's critical. It's critical for local SEO. Find an expert that does local SEO. You can find them online, very, very inexpensive. And they can optimize your website for search engines, and that is going to get you to where you need to be. And if you want to run Google ads, Bing ads, you want to run Facebook ads, Snapchat ads, TikTok ads, whatever it may be, you know your targeted audience already. And you'll be able to run these ads, and your content, it's basically what's on your website. The content, what you created earlier from the pain points, and how you're going to make the hero and help them. Next is do the website, then build a social media presence. Because you got to put those links in the social media, call to actions, converting. Social media can be powerful. But you need to identify the social media channels that work best for your target audience. Is it LinkedIn? Is it Twitter? Or are they on that the most? If you're a B2B, is that what's on? Or are they on YouTube and Instagram? Or mainly they're on Facebook in Facebook groups. You need to find that out. Here's some more research that you need to do. Some boots on the ground. See where these people are at. Find where they're most active on, and then create a social media presence that educates them. You want to educate your target audience. And then one of my favorite things is email marketing. It is one of the best ways to stay top of mind with potential customers. And it is so sad that Target and Walmart and Home Depot and all these huge corporations can do a way better job at email marketing. And email marketing is so inexpensive and so cheap. It's a shame that local businesses don't take the time to do it. You should at least be sending out an email once a week. If you're a dentist or a chiropractor or a doctor or whatever it may be in the medical, at least once a week. You know how many appointments you're going to get off of that email? Especially if you have a great story. You can ask for reviews occasionally on emails. Emails are so cheap and it's so easy and they convert so well. Create targeted email campaigns. You can have somebody make you an email template and then all you have to do is drop the wording in there. It's so simple to do. So simple to set up. And then that goes to your target audience. So your ads can, you can run ads that'll have you where they can do lead generation. It fills out the email automatically. Like on Instagram, you click on it. You've all seen this. Google, you can have lead generation ads to gain emails. Email addresses are the key because you're going to nurture them and they will turn into customers. What's the lifetime value of a customer? Oh, if I gain a customer as a dentist, my lifetime value of the customer is $8,000 or whatever it may be. Well, how many emails do I need to get a customer? You should understand that and know that. Leverage email marketing. I'm telling you. Besides word of mouth, email marketing is where it is at. Use marketing automation. So many times people don't understand that they can streamline marketing processes, and it makes everything so efficient. There's so many tools out there for automation, for lead nurturing, for scoring, for marketing activities, for your emails. There's so many different automations that are out there. If you hire a company, they're automating it. Guaranteed that. They're automating any marketing that they're doing, so they can barely keep their hand. They don't have to, that's why I like to do things. You're better off to hire somebody. If you're a small company and maybe you have 100 employees, 50 employees, hire a social media manager and challenge them. Say, hey, I want to do email marketing. Let's do this. And hire somebody maybe you can't afford, but you can hire somebody that's kind of younger that would understand that, and you could give them a break. Hire them part-time or full-time and say, this is what I want. Have them listen to this podcast and say, this is what I want to have happen. And then let's work on this. If they make mistakes or whatever, you can work through that. It's pretty simple. Instead of paying thousands of dollars to have somebody do thing that they're going to do generic and it's not even going to be cool, take the time to hire somebody and don't have your receptionist do it. I see this so many times. They don't want to do it anyways, and they're constantly getting interrupted. They're going to mess up on emails and everything else. You can't combine the two. Unless you want to pay your receptionist. I think all receptionists should be paid a smaller wage and then get bonuses based off of appointments and and lead generation and everything else. And I'll do a whole podcast on that of how to get a powerhouse receptionist. They should be your business development center. It should be a BDC agent, not a receptionist. Every time they answer that call, it's not just to receive a phone call, it's to create an ROI for you, business. So we pay these people pittily when we should pay them a good wage and then pay them off of bonuses. And this, if they generate 32 appointments that day, how much was that worth to you? If they get somebody new that's not in your CRM, and that's an LTV, and you guys can kick ass when they come in to your business, how much is that worth? Receptionists should be all about getting leads, putting people in the CRM, getting appointments. Then finally, track and analyze data. You should take the time to understand. It's not that difficult. You can have somebody online in one of these, basic places like Fiverr or any of these places. They can set up reports for you from your Google Analytics that can be sent to you. That way, where is my traffic coming from? Is it all coming from India? And this guy that I hired is telling me he's giving me thousands of people on the website, but I don't see any response. What's my bounce rate? Are people coming on the website and then leaving 2 seconds later? Well, that tells me the traffic's bad from the ads. See how many people from my email have gone to my website and then clicked on one of those buttons. You can know all that. That's the beautiful part about digital marketing is you can track every single thing. You can know where every single marketing dollar is going, as long as you understand how to analyze the data. And you don't have to understand it very much. It's super simple to do just the basic. Website traffic, leads, conversions, and then the other key metrics, your appointments and stuff like that you want. I'm telling you, create a marketing system because it becomes, over time, it'll become more effective. All that's going to happen is you're going to get more leads, more appointments. It's worth the time to go through this, dissect this out, listen to this podcast again, write it out, dissect it out, and whether you need to hire somebody or whether you need to hire a contractor, whatever it may be, take the time to do this. Or maybe you don't have the money, but you're starting out. Well, you've got a lot of time then. You can do this. Learn this. Because if you can learn this and understand this, it's only going to help you when you hire somebody later as your business grows.
Thank you for joining us on the Albuquerque Business Podcast. And thanks to our sponsor, RigbyDigital.com. Make sure to subscribe and share. And go to abqpodcast.com. Get show notes, resources, and links to everything we talked about today to help you navigate Navigate your journey as an entrepreneur and business owner.